Man, have you ever had a plate of food that the presentation looked absolutely amazing? I mean, it was mouth-watering until you dipped your fork in it and tasted it, and it was not seasoned at all. Didn't have any salt whatsoever. Today on TC Talks, you know what we're going to talk about? You need more salt. Let's get into it.
We got the passion, we got the drive. Regular people living real lives. And this is TC Talks. This is TC Talks. This is TC Talks. And this is TC.
Hey, what's up, good people? This is TC on TC Talks. We back for another episode 9. It is a beautiful Tuesday as always, and I'm so glad that you have decided to tune in with me. If this is your first time, welcome. If you're a returning viewer, welcome. But you know what I always say, you got to subscribe to the tribe. Hit that subscribe button and that notification bell, and every time fresh contents drop, you will be the first one to be notified. Again, I appreciate you hanging out with me today. It's going to be a great conversation. You know, TC Talks. We're just regular people living real lives. Yeah, I told y'all I can carry a little bit of a note, but I ain't gonna probably win no Grammy no time soon. But anyway, I hope you're doing well. It's life is good. Life is good. There is another option, but I don't think you nor I are ready for that option yet. But since we're here, we're gonna make the best of our presence here on earth. And I like to take a quote from Steve Jobs. He says, "We're here to put a dent in the universe." And so, man, we're gonna do our best. And that's why we're here to talk. We want to talk. We're gonna have a conversation. And you heard me earlier, man. Have you ever saw a plate of food and man, the presentation was absolutely amazing? You couldn't wait to pick up your spoon, your fork, or your knife to get into it. And man, and when you got it, you're like, oh my God, what in the world? It had no seasoning whatsoever. It needed some salt. Yeah, it needed some salt. Because you know what salt does? It brings out the flavor. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Now, I'm not here promoting high blood pressure or hypertension, and I'm not here as a dietary professional. Matter of fact, I'm really not talking about food anyway. I'm just using salt as a metaphor of relationships with people. Have you ever been so frustrated with folk you say, you know what, I don't need nobody. I don't care who they are. I can do this right by myself. I don't need nobody. Well, that's really not the truth, you know. And we've all felt that way. I've felt that way. I've even said it. You probably said it too, you know. And in that point of frustration, we just say something out of our mouth that just kind of fills the void of what's going on at the moment. But we really didn't get the understanding or the full depth of what we were really saying. We do need people in our lives. And I got news for you. It goes beyond your husband, your wife, and your children. You need people in your life. I know you're saying, well, Bishop, you know, I'm a recluse and I don't like to really deal with people like that. I understand that. But even recluses have to go to the grocery store. Even recluses have to go to the gas station. Even recluses have to go to the doctor. And guess who the doctor is? A person. Guess who the person is that refines the gas they put in the car? An individual. Guess who stocks the shelves with the fresh produce and the meat and all and the dairy products? A person. So even the recluse needs somebody. Yeah, we do. We do. I know we feel, but we need, because it's God's plan for us to be in good relationships, and we need people because we're blessed through people. If you have a business, you need a customer. If you're a customer, you need a business. See how that thing works? It's symbiotic, man. It's symbiotic. We need each other. But check this out. You said, well, TC, wait till you need more salt. That doesn't make any sense. Well, you know, I'm kind of a science buff. I don't know if you are or not. You know, science was my best subject in school, man. I think I made A's all the way through the different sciences that I took in school. So it was I did very well in science. And if you know anything about the periodic table, you know, there's elements on that periodic table. There's sodium, and then there's chloride. Let me see how smart you are. Wow, what is the symbol for sodium? Yeah, is Na. Chloride, Cl. You put Na plus Cl, you get sodium chloride, also known as salt. Salt is not made up of one element, for it is made up of two elements that come together that produce something absolutely wonderful. Salt preserves, salt brings out the flavor in food. It is a wonderful thing. But watch this, you put sodium by itself, it is toxic. You put chloride by itself, it is toxic. Separate, they are toxic elements who do no good by themselves. But when you bring those two things together, it brings out the best in things. Called salt. That's why this episode is called You Need More Salt. Because I want to talk to you about the best coming out of you. And I'm a firm believer that the best cannot be drawn out of you by yourself. So let's get into it, y'all. I got my trusted dusty notes here as always. I got my trusted dusty notes. And again, man, I appreciate this. We're going to just have a little conversation. We're going to converse. I like saying that. My wife taught me that word, converse. You know, some people say conversate, but it's she says converse because I told you, she's smart. She's Dr. Daniels. And, I'm just chilling. I'm married to smarts. So I'm glad I am. But watch this. Check this out. Got a couple of points here. Together, we're better. And I know we've heard this. It's better when we do it together. Absolutely right. It is. You've heard the saying, two heads are better than one. If you're watching Planet of the Apes, what was the monkey name? Caesar. When Caesar gave that little illustration, when he broke one stick, said one stick weak, but when he broke them all in pieces and put them together, he said together we're strong. And you got to understand that you are stronger when you have the right relationships in your life that you're connected to. Don't be fooled by the fallacy of frustration to think that you don't need anybody. And watch this. This happens when you've gone through some act of betrayal or you've been the betrayer. And so you see, man, we always look at stuff one side as if we've always been the victim, like we've never victimized somebody else. Man, come on, man. Come on. Bring yourself down a notch or two. And just remember, look, you got to put on your shoe one foot at a time, just like everybody else. So even though we may have been the victim in some situations, but some situations we've been the victimizer. Yeah. So anyway, but it's better when we do it together. And I'm going to show you this. Just like the sodium formula. Sodium Na by itself, it ain't good. Chloride by itself, it's not good. But when you have the audacity to bring, watch this, these two things that are toxic by themselves and you put them together, man, it produces sensational flavor. God knows it does. And I'm telling you something, when you get connected with the people that, watch this, that's connected to the pathway and your purpose in life, man, you better get ready for some extraordinary, flavorful results to come out of your life. So I gotta get you to come out of that cave of do nothing, man, and being by yourself and alone. Well, I don't trust people, and well, watch this. If you don't trust people, well, guess what? There's some people who probably don't trust you. Have you ever thought about that? Yeah, there's a two-way street, man. If there's a south, there's a north. If there's an east, there's a west. We got to remember that. We got to remember that. So here it is. Just like the Na and the Cl, the sodium and the chloride comes together to make salt. We are here to complement each other. That's right. We are here not to compete with each other, not to harass each other, not to belittle each other, but to complement each other. Why are you talking to me about this, TC? Why are you talking to me about this? Because I'm telling you that there's greater for you, that there's greater wealth, that there's greater influence, that there's greater ability, that there's greater greatness in you. But it requires a partnership. It requires a relationship. It requires a connection outside of yourself to reach that level of greatness and, watch this, fortitude and tenacity and stickability in your life that somebody else connected with you can pull that out of you. Yeah, yeah. So we're meant to complement each other. God designed relationships to unlock purpose. God designed relationships to unlock purpose. I love this part that I got written down because what I lack, someone else supplies. Did you hear what I just said? What I lack, someone else supplies. And I always got to go back to my story of being exposed when I got into information technology. I knew that there was something in me that was greater than working in warehouse logistics. But when I met my director, Ben, he exposed me to something that I was unaware of. But watch this. But when I got into that relationship, it unlocked a level of potential and greatness that I couldn't put words to, that I couldn't put a plan or pattern to until I got a relationship with somebody else and they exposed me to something. Yeah, watch this. What I lacked, he had. And when I got connected, now what I was missing, I was no longer missing because I was willing to take a risk and a chance on a relationship of somebody exposing me and educating me so that I can execute at a higher level. What you lack, somebody else will supply. And so maybe you're in a place right now where you're lacking in insufficient and you don't have enough. I guarantee you, following that is the feeling of inadequacy or loneliness. You're by yourself. I say this all the time. Whatever you do, don't be the top of your own totem pole. You need people. You need the right people in your life to help you. All right. Here it is. Friendships are great. Friendships are great. I got great friendships. I've been told that I'm a good manager of relationships. Now that's what was told to me. I'm not saying that, but I do believe I do have a good hold on managing friendships and relationships. And what some people always do, well, I ain't gonna call them. They ain't called me. Do you know what? If I were to fall by that rule, I would not have a lot of the relationships that I have today because I'm waiting on them to call me. And guess what? Guess what? What if both of y'all are thinking that you waiting for them to call you? They waiting for you to call them. Well, the phone will never ring. The text message notification will never go off because both of y'all stalemating. We just waiting. We just waiting. We just waiting. We just waiting. And guess what? What they're lacking, you supply. What you're lacking, they supply. And the lack will always exist because each one of y'all are waiting for each one to call each other. What kind of crazy stuff is that? You put your ego to the side. We ain't that fly. We ain't that important to just pick up the phone and say, "Hey man, you know what? I appreciate you. Hey sis, I appreciate you. Let me tell you something. I like your vibe. I like your style. You know, and I just want to glean from you, kick it with you. Look, can we get a cup of coffee or something? Because there's some things I want to bounce off of you. And watch this through the conversation. You'll find out there's some things that they're getting from you, and some things you're getting from them. But you got to get past. I'm just waiting for them. Just waiting for them. You know, I've been critiqued on that. Are you always chasing everybody? I'm not chasing nobody. I mean, I don't think anything is wrong with if somebody falls on your mind. You shoot them a text message, or you just pick up the phone and say, "Hey, just checking on you, see how you doing." Do you know when I do that, 98% of the time, I get back, man, I really appreciate that. I really needed this conversation today. And somebody has done me like that, and I've been the recipient of what I've been giving off. I'm telling you, it's simple. When your life is bland, when it seems like there's no flavor, everything is a one-note wonder. Here's the solution. You might be the sodium, you just need the chloride. It's on the other end of the phone. It's on the other end of a plane ride. It's on the other end of a car ride. It's on the other end of just saying hello. It's on the other end of a text message. And when that connection happens, Flavor Town, baby. Flavor Town. Flavor Town. All right, let me keep it moving, man, because our time moves so fast when we having good conversation, man. If this thing is good to you, if it's good to you, I want you to type in the comment flavor and put 5 behind it. Flavor. That's right. Flavor. Put 5 behind it. That lets me know that you're really enjoying our talks and conversation. Because this is episode 9, man. You know, hey, We need more salt. TC talks. Check this out, y'all. Check this out. Biblical references. Moses had Aaron. David had Jonathan. And even Jesus had his disciples. Even Jesus didn't do it by himself. Good gracious, man. He getting all preachy. Well, I told you I'm saved now. I love Jesus. I'm going to give you the word of God. Because one word from the Lord can change your situation. But the practical aspect of this is even Jesus didn't do it by himself. He modeled what we need to mimic today. Yeah. He had a group of men around him. Watch this. And I'm gonna drop a nugget here. They just weren't regular men. They were entrepreneurial. They had a business mindset. Because watch this. When you face challenges and difficulty in life, you have to have a resiliency and a resolve that, you know what, just because I experienced this setback doesn't mean I'm going to stop. But I'm going to regroup, gather myself, and I'm going to launch out again because I know there's fish out there. I'm going to do that. So here it is. All right, second point. Separation, it can be dangerous. It can be dangerous. Because isolated strengths can turn toxic. Sodium is strong, but by itself it's toxic. Chloride is strong. By itself, it is toxic. And check this out. If you're gifted, gifts without guidance become pride. Passion without patience becomes reckless. God, let me say that for the people in the back. Gifts without guidance become pride. Passion without patience becomes recklessness. Let me tell you something. Let me drop another gem about my wife, man. Let me tell you something. She is a planner and she is a thinker extraordinaire. See, I'm more of a not fly by the seat of your pants, but it doesn't take me long to make decisions. And so when I want something, man, I hit it. I go after it. Like, I'm not gonna tell you the funny story, but yes, I am. I'll tell you the funny story. We was in the Bible bookstore one day, and my wife was looking for a Bible. Right? She's looking for a Bible. She gonna get me, man. How not love you? I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry. I'm gonna tell you. Okay, all right. Okay, it is. I can never prank phone call anybody, man. I would give it away. Check this out. So she's looking for a Bible and she picks one off the shelf. And a guy comes back. So, oh yeah. That's the same Bible I got. It has the concordance, it has the descriptors in it, has little footnotes in there. And my wife was looking like oh yeah, this is amazing. This is yeah. And I'm like, oh yeah, she done found the Bible. We're gonna go purchase it. Well, as soon as the guy walks away, and my wife had me fooled. She looked at the Bible to me, and put it back on the shelf. I'm like, it was the funniest thing. But I just shared that hilarious moment with the girl. She's a thinker. She doesn't make quick decisions. But watch this. I'm glad I have her because there's some things now that I think about more because she models that for me. Watch this. Where I lack, she picks up. Where she lacks, I pick up. We complement each other. And this goes far beyond husband and wife. I'm just using that as an analogy because you have people in your life that have strengths that you don't. And then you have strengths that they don't. And it complements wonderful. And like I said, when they come together, flavor town, but by yourself, you are toxic. You are angry. You are what's the word I'm looking for? You're delayed in your decision making. You whimsical. If I didn't have it, you just flying by the seat of your pants, and you just become, and that's a weakness. Become toxic. But when you're together, those things they complement each other. I hope that makes sense. And the reason why it's good not to be by yourself, not to be separated, because community keeps you grounded. Yes. Oh God. Yes, it does. Community keeps you grounded. Community keeps you accountable, and community keeps you balanced. If you're by yourself and you wrong, ain't nobody there to tell you that you're wrong. If you made the wrong decision, there's no wise counselor that say, hey, you made the poor decision. And that's why it is dangerous to be by yourself. I say it like this, man. Never get high or drunk off your own Kool-Aid. That's why, back in the Kool-Aid days, man. You get the sugar and you mix it in there. You can't. Boy, have you ever had a pack of Kool-Aid but no sugar? And you were so thirsty, you just put the sugar, Kool-Aid in there anyway, and you ain't get nothing but colored water. Oh my God, nasty. But boy, when you get the water, the Kool-Aid pack, and the sugar, that relationship, oh my, on a hot summer's day. And watch this. And if you ain't had no ice, you just pour the Kool-Aid in one of them little styrofoam cups and you put it in the freezer with a popsicle stick in it, and then you get it out. Oh yeah, laid up the street, you sell for us for 25 cents. Yeah, and you got a Kool-Aid popsicle stick. Talking about creativity. Well, that creativity didn't come about without a relationship of water, sugar, and the Kool-Aid pack. Something sweet could come out of your life when you get the right relationships. But by yourself, maybe the results is just colored water. Nasty, gross. Oh my God. Anyway, sometimes you got to reflect on how distance and distrust in relationships can lead to self-sabotage. Maybe you had a dear relationship and it went south, or the person you really trusted, it went south. And sometimes it's good to reflect on that, because you got to realize, like, I got to deal with that because I've been keeping myself from not needy as in like bad, but relationships that I need because of one that I had that went south. You got to get that out of your system, because I'm here to tell you, I believe that there's more better days ahead than there were bad days behind. Yeah. There are more better days. I don't know who this is for. Let me lean in and tell you. There are more better days ahead than there were bad days behind. So listen, I want you to get up and dust your knees off. Pull the trust back out of your mind. And risk having a good relationship. Because guess what? Man, with all your chips on the table, God wants to bring something absolutely extraordinary out of your life. Yes, He does. And I want you to do this. I want you to get out of your insecurity. I didn't say that you weren't fearful, but I want you to ignore the fear. That means I acknowledge it's there, but I see it, but I ignore it. Because if I give it attention, now I give it power. You got that? And then watch this. Like I said earlier, you waiting for them to call you, you won't call them. Get out. That's pride. That's all that is. That is pride. And you got to get out of that. Because there's some extraordinary people that want to connect with you, that want to help you, that want to support you. There's some extraordinary people that want you to connect with them, that want you to support them. But what's stopping you is pride. You just need more salt. That's it. That's it. And lastly, man, purpose is activated in connections. Purpose is activated through connections. Salt brings flavor. Relationships bring purpose. You were never meant to operate in isolation. Salt brings flavor. Relationships bring purpose. Man, let me tell you something. Some of the relationships, I don't have time to tell you of some of the great blessings that have come into my life just because of relationships. It was doors, watch this, were open for me. They didn't have an automatic sensor. Somebody's hand opened it and invited me to walk through it. Oh my God. This ain't the grocery store door. There's some doors that somebody gonna put their hand on and open for you and invite you to walk through. There's some doors I walked through I wouldn't have walked through if I didn't have that relationship. And I didn't even know that door was gonna open for me. I was just thankful for the relationship. I'm telling you, strategic partnerships, they aren't just helpful. They're divine setups. There are people that you're going to connect with, that you're probably already connected with, that you will connect with in the future. It just won't be helpful. It's going to be God setting you up. He blesses you through people. People are blessed through you. He has blessed us to be a blessing. Come on, good folk. Come on. And I've already shared with you, man. But let me tell you this. Again, some of the most extraordinary things have happened because of relationship. I have a son because I have an extraordinary wife. And I couldn't do that by myself. I had a successful 17-year career in information technology through an individual that exposed me. I didn't do that by myself. Some great things have happened because of relationships. And I'm telling you, I'm not an anomaly. Same thing is for you. Y'all, let me ask you this and we're going to close. Just one question. Who have you been avoiding that you may actually need? Good gracious alive. Let me stop right there. Who have you been avoiding that you actually need? I'm going to drop this dime on you in this conclusion. I'm discovering that some of the people that you need the most get on your nerves the greatest. God, why did you do that? Because I believe that that's the level of faith required in the relationship to maximize what the Lord intended it to be. Because even though we're connected with people, the connection wouldn't happen without Jesus at the center of it. Anyway, y'all, I hope this has helped today. We just need more salt. It's going to make our world a whole lot more flavorful. I'm telling you. Oh, man. But remember, y'all, before we go, live a life so that others can say. Now that right there, me and you, that is hope in motion. This is TC, y'all. Until the next episode, you have a great day. I'll talk to you soon.